Good. Let's talk about the kind of power that makes chaos look stupid. You've seen it before, haven't you? That moment when people come at you loud, messy, emotional, unstable, throwing shade, throwing pressure, throwing lies, throwing slick little comments, trying to pull you into some circus you never bought a ticket for. They want your anger. They want your breakdown. They want your energy. They want to see your face crack so they can feel powerful for 5 pathetic seconds. And what did you do? You yawned. You turned your back. And now they're panicking. Now they're confused because the script they wrote for you didn't work. Now they're spiraling because the version of you they were praying for never showed up. They wanted the old you, the emotional you, the impulsive you, the one who would crash out, send the paragraph, make the phone call, lose sleep, lose focus, lose yourself. But that version of you is dead. That's what's making them nervous. See, people are comfortable when they know how to control you. Even if they hate you, they still relax a little when they can predict you, when they know exactly which wound to touch, exactly which insecurity to provoke, exactly which button to press. They study you. They watch what gets under your skin. They test your limits like cowards poking a locked door, hoping one day it swings open. And for a while, maybe it did. Maybe there was a time when you answered everything, reacted to everything, took everything personally. A weird post, a fake rumor, a slick comment, a disrespectful tone, a cold reply, a betrayal from somebody you once defended with your whole chest. Back then, your nervous system used to light up like a city on fire. Your mind raced, your heart pounded, your peace disappeared. One stupid situation could hijack your whole day. Not anymore. Now they throw chaos at you and you look at it like expired trash. That's not arrogance. That's growth with teeth. That's what happens when pain finally teaches you something useful. That's what happens when life hits you enough times that you'll stop asking, why are they doing this to me? And start asking, why would I hand them the reaction they're begging for? That question changes everything, because chaos only has power when you treat it like authority. Drama only breathes when you give it oxygen. Manipulation only works when you're still addicted to being understood by people, committed to misunderstanding you. And some of you learned that the hard way. You tried explaining yourself to people who already decided who you were. You tried being patient with people who were only pretending to care. You tried keeping the peace with people who only feel alive when something is burning. You tried being soft, real, honest, loyal. You tried saying, let's talk about it. You tried saying, I don't want problems. You tried handling things maturely. And what happened? They mistook your heart for weakness. They mistook your silence for fear. They mistook your kindness for permission. That was their first mistake. Their second mistake was thinking you'd stay the same after all of it. See, there comes a point where a person gets so tired of pointless chaos that something inside them shifts, quietly. No announcement, no warning, no dramatic speech, just a cold little switch flipping in the dark. And after that switch flips, you stop performing pain for people who enjoy watching it. You stop trying to prove your worth to people committed to reducing it. You stop volunteering your spirit to situations that were designed to drain you. You become harder to reach, not colder for no reason, smarter for a reason, because you finally realized something brutal. Not everybody deserves access to your emotions. Not everybody deserves your explanations. Not everybody deserves front row seats to your breakdowns. Some people earned distance. Some people earned silence. Some people earned the privilege of wondering why they can't get a rise out of you anymore. And that wondering, that eats them alive. Because people who feed on chaos hate nothing more than your calm. Your calm makes them feel weak. Your calm exposes them. Your calm reveals that all their noise was never strength. It was desperation in makeup. It was insecurity dressed as aggression. It was emptiness pretending to be dominance. That's why they panic when you don't react. Because your silence forces them to sit alone with themselves. And let's be honest, some people can't survive 5 minutes in the company of their own conscience. That's why they need drama, constantly, endlessly. Some people don't want peace because peace would require self-awareness. Peace would force them to look in the mirror. Peace would force them to admit they are the storm they keep blaming on everybody else. So they start fires in other people's lives just to avoid the ashes in their own. But you stopped being flammable. That's the part they can't process. You stopped answering bait. You stopped matching energy. You stopped trying to win arguments that were never about truth in the first place. You stopped trying to explain your intentions to people who weaponize every word. You stopped giving emotional performances for an audience that never loved you, only your vulnerability. Now your energy says something different. Now your presence says, I see exactly what this is. I see the trap. I see the game. I see the insecurity behind the attitude. I see the manipulation behind the fake confusion. I see the jealousy behind the disrespect. I see the weakness behind the volume. And I am not stepping into that mess with you. That right there, that's terrifying to the wrong people. Because when you can't be emotionally kidnapped anymore, a lot of people lose their only strategy. When they can't provoke you, they feel powerless. When they can't distract you, they feel irrelevant. When they can't shake you, they start shaking themselves. That's why suddenly they're watching you harder. Now they're checking your page. Now they're asking about you. Now they're trying to decode your silence. Now they're overthinking every move you didn't make. Now they're bothered by how unbothered you are. Isn't that funny? The same people who wanted you unstable are now uncomfortable because you're steady. The same people who wanted you emotional are now disturbed because you're detached. The same people who tried to make you feel small are now panicking because they can't reach you anymore. That's what happens when you stop playing defense in your own life. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about ignoring drama. This is about reclaiming your nervous system, your focus, your time, your mornings, your sleep, your confidence, your future. This is bigger than one argument, one betrayal, one weird energy shift, one fake friend, one toxic ex, one jealous coworker, one bitter family member, one copycat, one manipulator. This is about finally deciding that your inner world is not public property. That decision changes your life in ways people don't talk about enough. When you stop reacting to chaos, you think clearer. When you think clearer, you move smarter. When you move smarter, you stop wasting months on people who should have only gotten a minute. When you stop wasting energy, your ambition gets sharper. When your ambition gets sharper, your life starts building faster. And then all those people who wanted to see you distracted have to watch you become dangerous. That's the reward they never saw coming. See, most people think strength looks loud. They think power looks aggressive. They think confidence means dominating every room, winning every argument, getting the last word. making sure everybody knows you're not the one to play with. No. Real power is different. Real power is being able to leave the room without needing to slam the door. Real power is hearing disrespect and deciding it doesn't deserve your heartbeat. Real power is watching somebody try to provoke you and realizing their behavior is a confession, not a threat. Real power is protecting your peace so ruthlessly that chaos starts feeling embarrassed in your presence. That's where you are now, or at least, that's where you're going. And let me tell you something nobody says enough. The reason this level of calm feels so powerful is because it was expensive. You paid for it. You paid for it with sleepless nights, with overthinking, with disappointment, with betrayal, with being too available, too forgiving, too understanding, too patient with people who never deserved your patience. You paid for this peace with lessons that hurt. So no, you're not giving it away for free now. No chance. Not to some clown trying to test your emotional temperature. Not to somebody projecting their inner chaos onto your life. Not to people who only call when there's mess. Not to people who smile in your face and compete in private. Not to people who confuse access with entitlement. Not to people who think your healing made you soft. Your healing did not make you soft. It made you surgical. Now you know where to place distance. Now you know when silence does more damage than explanation ever could. Now you know that not every battle deserves your blade. Now you know that some people lose access to you the moment they start playing games. And yes, that bothers them. Good, let it. Because some lessons can't be taught with words. Some people only understand absence. Some people only respect boundaries after they crash into them. Some people only realize your value after they can't touch your energy anymore. By then, it's too late. And that's another thing that makes them panic. They can feel that you're not waiting around for closure. You're not standing there hoping they finally become who they should have been. You're not stuck in nostalgia. You're not begging the past to turn into something beautiful. You're not romanticizing disrespect just because it came from somebody you once cared about. You moved, maybe quietly, maybe slowly, maybe with scars, but you moved. And every step you take away from chaos becomes a mirror that exposes the people still living inside it. That's why your growth irritates certain people. Your growth is evidence. It proves you didn't need their approval. It proves you didn't need their apology. It proves you didn't need revenge to recover. It proves you can rise without dragging anybody down. That kind of power is rare. And rare things make insecure people nervous. Because they can't copy it overnight. They can mimic your style, your words, your aesthetic, your energy on the surface. They can watch you, study you, imitate pieces of you, but they can't fake the depth that pain built. They can't duplicate the discipline that came from surviving your own mind. They can't duplicate the self-control it takes to be misunderstood and still not explain yourself to death. That's earned. That's what makes your silence hit different now. It is not empty silence. It's loaded silence. It's the silence of someone who knows exactly what's going on and simply refuses to perform. It's the silence of somebody who already sees the ending and doesn't need to argue through the middle. It's the silence of a person who has outgrown emotional traps and cheap chaos. It's the silence of somebody who finally understands that peace is not passive. Peace is a flex. Peace is a weapon. Peace is a line in the sand that says, you can self-destruct over there. You just can't do it inside me. Read that again in your bones. You can self-destruct over there. You just can't do it inside me. That is the energy. That is the standard. That is the boundary that scares them. Because once you stop internalizing everybody else's dysfunction, your whole life changes. You stop feeling guilty for loving broken patterns. You stop confusing loyalty with self-betrayal. You stop thinking maturity means tolerating nonsense forever. You stop giving people endless chances to prove they don't respect you. You stop negotiating with what keeps hurting you. That is where freedom starts. And freedom has a certain look to it. It looks like delayed replies because your peace matters more than instant access. It looks like not correcting every lie because your life will expose the truth better than your mouth ever could. It looks like deleting the draft. It looks like putting the phone down. It looks like taking a walk instead of taking the bait. It looks like letting people sit in the weird energy they created. It looks like refusing to become ugly just because somebody else is committed to being ugly. That restraint, that composure, that self-control, that's not weakness. That's a grown predator choosing not to chase every rat in the alley. And some of you need to hear that exactly like that. You do not need to respond to every small person with a loud opinion. You do not need to clap back every time somebody gets slick. You do not need to prove your strength by getting dragged into nonsense. You do not need to defend your name in rooms you were never meant to enter again. You do not need to interrupt your destiny to explain yourself to people addicted to misunderstanding you. Stop wasting royal energy on cheap chaos. Stop spending gold on garbage. Stop turning your sacred focus into entertainment for unstable people. You've got bigger things to build. That's the part chaos hates most, by the way. It hates when you stay focused. It hates when you keep building. It hates when you don't let one ugly moment define your week. It hates when your goals matter more than your ego. It hates when you can feel hurt and still remain disciplined, because discipline is what separates a wounded person from a dangerous one. Anybody can be emotional. Anybody can crash out. Anybody can send the reckless message. Anybody can threaten, rant, spiral, expose, overshare, self-sabotage. That's easy. But to be wounded and still strategic, to be disrespected and still composed, to be betrayed and still focused, to be provoked and still untouchable, that's different. That's terrifying. That's what makes people panic. Because deep down, they know they're dealing with somebody who is no longer driven by impulse. And when a person stops being ruled by impulse, they become very hard to control, very hard to distract, very hard to defeat. That's you now, or at least that better become you after today. Because life is too short to keep handing your nervous system to fools. Too short to keep proving your heart to people who treat love like leverage. Too short to keep pausing your entire future every time somebody decides to act weird. Let weird be weird. Let chaos choke on its own smoke. Let liars get tangled in their own stories. Let manipulators overplay their hand. Let attention seekers starve in the silence they earned. Let immature people expose themselves without your help. Your job is not to manage everybody else's dysfunction. Your job is to protect your clarity like your life depends on it. 'Cause in a way, it does. Your clarity decides your choices. Your choices decide your direction. Your direction decides your life. That is why calm is not some cute aesthetic. Calm is infrastructure. Calm is strategy. Calm is survival. Calm is what keeps your crown on straight while everybody else is running around dropping theirs in the dirt. And look, this doesn't mean you don't feel anything. That's not the message. You're human. You feel betrayal. You feel disrespect. You feel disappointment. You feel the sting when somebody you trusted turns fake. You feel the ache when somebody tries to reduce you to something small. You feel the rage when injustice happens in your face. Of course you do. But here's the difference now. You feel it without becoming it. That is mastery. Anybody can get swallowed by emotion, but to feel anger and still choose precision, to feel pain and still choose dignity, to feel the hit and still keep your hands clean, that takes a different kind of strength. The kind people don't understand until they try to break you and end up exposing themselves instead. And you know what's wild? The less reactive you become, the more people tell on themselves. Because when you don't interrupt them with your own explosion, they keep going. They overtalk, overreach, overplay, overexpose. They reveal motives they should have hidden. They show envy they tried to disguise. They become sloppy because they expected resistance, not stillness. Stillness makes people reckless. Your silence becomes a mirror, and unstable people start punching their own reflection. That's why calm is so lethal. It doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to prove. It just stands there, unbothered, while chaos humiliates itself. And I need you to understand something else. Walking away is not always loss. Sometimes walking away is the first real win of your life. Because every time you walk away from nonsense, you walk back toward yourself. Every time you refuse the bait, you reclaim a piece of your power. Every time you choose peace over performance, you remind your own soul that it is not here to be dragged, used, tested, or toyed with. You're not built for that anymore. You're built for bigger things now, for sharper moves, for cleaner energy, for ruthless focus, for standards so high that chaos feels allergic to your presence. That's the reward, not revenge, not applause, not getting everybody to finally admit you were right. The real reward is becoming so grounded that foolishness can't rent space in your head anymore. The real reward is sleeping well, breathing deeper, thinking clearer, moving cleaner, building quietly, winning privately. The real reward is that while they're panicking, plotting, gossiping, checking, guessing, spiraling, you are moving forward with both hands on your future. That's a different level of flex. And yes, it bothers people, especially the ones who thought they were important enough to ruin your peace. That illusion dies hard. Some people really believed they had permanent emotional access to you. They really thought one look, one word, one stunt, one betrayal, one guilt trip, one mood swing, one fake emergency, one smear, one little drama tornado could still pull you out of your center. And now they're learning otherwise. Now they're learning that your peace has security. Now they're learning that your time has standards. Now they're learning that your energy has gates. Now they're learning that just because they can reach your phone does not mean they can reach your soul. That's the shift. That's the line they weren't ready for, because once people realize they can't control your state anymore, they have two choices. Respect your distance or panic in the space where your reaction used to be. A lot of them choose panic. Let them. That's not your emergency. You are not responsible for how people feel when your boundaries start working. You are not cruel for becoming less available to chaos. You are not arrogant for protecting your peace. You are not fake for outgrowing what once had access to you. You are not wrong for getting tired. You are not cold for choosing yourself after being burned too many times. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is become unreachable to the version of life that kept trying to break you. And some of you need to stop apologizing for that. Stop saying sorry for becoming harder to manipulate. Stop feeling guilty for not responding instantly. Stop over-explaining why you changed. Of course you changed. Pain either deepens your wisdom or destroys your future. You chose wisdom. That choice comes with distance. That choice comes with quiet. That choice comes with a certain look in your eyes now. A look that says, I've already survived worse than your little game. That energy is priceless. Hold on to it. Feed it. Strengthen it. Because this world is full of people who mistake emotional access for ownership. They think because they once knew you, they still know you. They think because they once affected you, they still affect you. They think because they once had your heart, they still have your attention. No. That chapter closed. And the beautiful part, you didn't have to announce it. You just stopped entertaining what no longer deserves a seat at your table.